The best sales process that we've come across, which is consistent with a lot of the best venues that we've seen, is what we call a two-step close. So once an inquiry comes into your business, whether it's from paid advertising, whether it's organic, whether they've commented on social media and they start a sales conversation there, is you want to get them onto the phone as early as possible. So if you're having an email inquiry, you then want to arrange a time for a short 5 to 10 minute phone call. If you have a messenger inquiry come in, again, you want to get them on the phone to arrange a short 5 to 10 minute phone call. This first step, or the phone call, is what we call a discovery call. The goal of this discovery call is to figure out A, what is the prospect actually interested in and what are they looking for? What is the event that they're planning? And B, can we actually help them? Is what they're looking for something that we can deliver on as a business? If both of those boxes are ticked, naturally what the next step is in this two-step close is to arrange a time for them to come in and meet you for an in-person viewing. This is where the prospect would come in, meet you, you would show them around the space, and at the end of that viewing, you might take a seat in the best seat within your venue, so you have a nice view so they can see the space and feel the vibe. And then ideally, you need to close the deal in person there, whether that is taking a deposit, getting paid in full, or if they can't make a decision in person, arranging a time for a follow-up call within 72 hours of that meeting. What this will do is mean that you actually control the sales frame, and so you don't leave the ball in the prospect's court to get back to you. And you do this by holding frame on the sales conversation and letting the prospect know that we're busy. There's a lot of people looking at the dates that they're interested in, so they have to make a decision quickly if they do want to get the results and do business with us. As a side note, one of the very common roadblocks that we see holding a hospitality business back that has an underutilized function space from consistently doing more private functions is the owner is the only person that can sell. If the owner is the only person that can sell, then their time is always going to be a constraint or a bottleneck for growth. Because if you're busy, sick, away on holiday, and you can't take sales conversations, how is it reasonable to expect that your business is going to do more private functions unless you're there putting in the work, taking those conversations? The easiest way out of this is to create a very tight sales process which needs to be followed. So tight that the human element within that sales process is not very important. What is more important is the process itself is actually followed. You can then delegate this to someone else in your team who you can work with and upskill so they can do the sales process along with you or without you. And if they leave, the process isn't going to change. The human element in that process can just be replaced. So this will help you avoid the time constraint bottleneck of not having enough sales resource. So I hope that made some sense, guys. We're going to talk about getting ghosted, which is something that happens a lot to a lot of people, and how to avoid that in the coming video.